The US military just launched one of the most intense air campaigns against the Houthi rebels, and the results have been devastating. The Iran-backed militants thought they could control the Red Sea, but now their bases are burning, their weapons are destroyed, and their hold over the region is slipping away. This is the US military operating at full force, fast, brutal, and relentless. But here's the real question. Is this just the beginning of something even bigger? Let's go back to where it all started. March 15th, the opening strike. First wave of attacks began on March 15th, when the US launched a powerful air assault on Sanaa, the capital of Yemen and the heart of Houthi control. But this wasn't just about hitting the capital. Sanaa is strategically located just 100 miles from Saudi Arabia's border, a critical buffer zone in Trump's larger geopolitical strategy. Why is that important? Because Saudi Arabia has become a key player in Trump's attempt to broker peace between Putin and Zelensky in the Ukraine war. By striking near the border, Trump wasn't just responding to Houthi attacks. He was clearing the board for future negotiations. And the strikes didn't stop there. The Houthis get hit hard. Shortly after the first strike, multiple explosions were confirmed in Sanaa and Saada, another key Houthi stronghold. Soon, images surfaced showing thick smoke rising from Sanaa's airport, one of the most fortified military hubs in Yemen. This airport isn't just a civilian transit point. It shares a runway with the Al-Dailama Air Base, a heavily fortified site housing aviation brigades and elite air defense units. It's been a long-time target, with Saudi-led forces hitting it over 450 times between 2015 and 2022. But this time, things were different. In January 2024, the US and UK joined the fray, launching fresh airstrikes on Houthi targets, including Al-Dailama. Then, on January 13th, the US escalated the fight, firing a cruise missile that obliterated radar systems at the airport. And now, Trump may have just taken the entire base offline for good. The immediate fallout. The Houthis were quick to respond, but not in the way you'd expect. They condemned the US for what they called wicked aggression. But on the ground, the numbers told a different story. By the end of the first day of attacks, the Yemeni Health Ministry, controlled by the Houthis, reported 31 dead and over 100 wounded. And this was only the beginning. On March 16th, the US unleashed another wave of airstrikes, hitting Judaiya and Al-Jauf. The death toll rose again, 53 dead, including 5 children, and dozens more injured. Washington made it clear that this was only phase 1. National Security Advisor Michael Waltz told ABC News that multiple Houthi leaders had been taken out. Speaking to Fox News, he added, "We just hit them with overwhelming force and put Iran on notice that enough is enough." This wasn't just about the Houthis anymore. The US had sent a direct message to Iran. Iran's reaction and the Houthi counterattack. Iran was quick to condemn the strikes, with its foreign minister Abbas Araghchi posting on X, "End support for Israeli genocide and terrorism. Stop the killing of Yemeni people." But while Iran protested, the Houthis tried to fight back. On March 18th, they claimed to have launched 3 separate attacks on US warships, including the USS Harry S. Truman. Did it work? Not at all. US officials quickly dismissed the claims, stating that Houthi missiles were missing their targets by over 100 miles. In one instance, US warplanes shot down 11 Houthi drones before they could even get close to their targets. March 24th, the bombardment continues. By March 24th, the US was still on the offensive. Airstrikes pounded key Houthi strongholds, including Saada, Marib province, and the crucial port city of Hodeidah, because this port is the launching point for Houthi pirate ships attacking Western commercial vessels in the Red Sea. By hitting it hard, the US crippled the Houthis' ability to disrupt international trade. Again, the Houthis claimed that US airstrikes were targeting civilians. However, US officials stated that the strikes were focused on Houthi military infrastructure, including headquarters, communications nodes, and weapons factories. Bigger picture, the Red Sea crisis. So why did the US launch these airstrikes now? The answer lies in the Red Sea. Since November 2023, the Houthis have carried out more than 100 attacks on commercial ships sailing through the Red Sea. They claim they're doing it in support of Hamas, but the reality is much bigger. The Red Sea is one of the world's most vital trade routes. Around 30% of global container traffic passes through it every year. But thanks to the Houthis, shipping traffic in the Suez Canal has dropped by 75%, forcing companies to take much longer and more expensive routes around Africa. The cost? Billions of dollars. The Houthis have already sunk 2 ships, killed 4 sailors, and attacked over 40 vessels. Their attacks have impacted 85 countries and disrupted major global shipping lines. The US had enough, targeting Iran's influence. But this isn't just about protecting trade routes. It's about Iran. The Houthis don't act alone. They're backed by Iran, which supplies them with weapons, training, and intelligence support. In January 2024, the US Navy intercepted a shipment of Iranian missile warheads and anti-tank missiles bound for Yemen. The US knows the bigger picture. Iran is using the Houthis to exert control over the Middle East. If they control the Red Sea, Iran gains massive leverage. That's why the US is hitting them so hard. What happens next? Will these airstrikes eliminate the Houthi threat? Or will the militants regroup and continue their attacks in the Red Sea? One thing is certain, the US isn't stopping. Trump has made it clear that this is about standing up to terrorism and protecting international commerce. With 145 Houthi attacks on U.S. commercial vessels and 174 attacks on U.S. Navy ships since 2023, the stakes are higher than ever. And the last 11 days have shown just how devastating U.S. firepower can be. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.